let me just repeat it again. I thought I was recording. My bad. Okay, so let's just go through this again. Our whole image is done. We need to complete the nut. So we want to draw this. This is what we want. But how? How do you know? How do you get those little curves? Where do we start? The problem, and then the other question is, they only give us the size of the shaft. So that part there. How do we know what's the size of the hexagon from a top view and the distance between the inside circle and the outside circle? That's where these formulas are so important. So every time you get a nut or a bolt, they will only give you the M value. You then go and take the M value. In our case, it's 48. You times it with 1.5. That gives us a diameter of 72. And then you do it again with 0.1. That gives you 5 if you round it up to the nearest whole value, because you can't find 4.8 on your ruler. It's too small. So our purpose is to get this. On your page, to be able to draw a front view of the nut, you first need to draw the top view. So I've quickly, in construction lines, I've drawn the top view. And I've projected the corners of the hexagon downwards. You could have drawn the entire hexagon, but there's no space. So I only did half of it because it's symmetrical on both sides. What I mean is it's a mirror image. If you divide a hexagon in half, one side will look like the other side, if you do it from corner to corner. Okay, I've projected it downwards. There's the rectangle. I'm going to color it in, or not color it in. I'm going to highlight it with a red so you can see it. So you've constructed the top view of a hexagon in order to get the following lines. How do I get the height? It was given to me. There it is. Now within this box, this rectangle, I have to now do some constructions so I can actually draw those curves. If you've got a stencil, listen carefully, you may use the stencil, but you still have to do the construction to get all your marks. This is how the construction looks like. The word hex, the prefix in hexagon, means 6. So I always think about hexagon, then I think about 6, then I think about 60. Your 60-degree angle. You're going to take the set square, the 60. I call this, now listen carefully, I call this the triple X construction, like the movie Vin Diesel triple X, I call it a triple X. You're going to take your hexagon, you're going to take your set square, you're going to take the 60, and you're going to draw a line from the outside corner to the center line, like this. You'll see now what I mean with the triple X. Repeat it on the other side. Don't worry if this is weird. This is new work, so you'll get used to it. That's why we're practicing. So there's the outside, and you do the same thing for the 2 outside smaller boxes. And there is the triple X that I've been talking about. So you look carefully, there's an X, and if let me just extend these lines, you can see this X as well. It doesn't need to be an X, but that's just for myself to remember. So X, big X, and a smaller X again, so the triple X. Okay, now you take your compass. And in the middle there, take it up. So put the sharp end on the middle where the X, where the big X is, and on the edge of your nut. Draw the first arc. There we go. So what I did is this. That part, wait. That part. Now I need these two as well. Make your compass smaller and draw them here. Now be careful, don't just start drawing. see actually if the compass meets up with this edge. Otherwise, it's going to look weird. So I always check first that these two lines meet up, and then I draw it. Other side, same thing, but I first, sorry, my compass slipped. See if it lines up. Yes, it does. There we go. But I want it on both sides. Look at your picture. They want it on both sides. So next, the last thing, you can either do it this way, but what I usually then do for myself to make it easy, I'm going to turn my picture around. So I'll turn my whole board around. Move my there. There's. I'm going to do it again. These two. So you have to repeat the whole process again. So let's see if I just want to get a different color check. I'm going to use a highlighter. I'm just going to use a highlighter, a different color, so you can see it again. Important about colors, you may use colors on your drawings as long as it just doesn't influence your final answer. The only exception is do not use color in your final matric paper. So that's still far away next year, but that's just something I need to emphasize. Do not use color, because then I'm not marking your paper, someone else is doing it. Let's do it again. I want an arc there, there, and there. So I want this. Those three things. Those little edges. Those little edges there. And you use your triple X method by using the 60 degree. How do I know it's 60? It's a hexagon. Hex means 6, 60 degree. Now we draw our triple X. I need some more space. There we go. The other side as well. The inside. I'm going to highlight, I'll highlight them in green so you can see the other side, the triple X as well. Okay, so there's the triple X again. Now you take your compass. So there my compass moved a bit, so do you see what happened? It went over the line. So just be careful of that. Ugh. Somewhere I moved my compass. So that's what I'm saying. First check it before you draw it, because I want to show you, this is a good example of what not to do. Is that it should look like this side. Then to end off your nut is take your 60 degree again. Now you take the 30 side and just cut off those corners. So you just draw corners on the sides. There, there. So mine is now a bit difficult to see the final drawing because I've used color and I've used bright colors so you can see it. But there's the hexagon. So it should, at the end, it should look like this. I'm just going to turn my page around again. I think, if I'm not mistaken, just want to go to the Gr11 book, your book in front of you, or with you. Yeah. Just want to check. I think there's notes about this construction in your book. Yes, good, good, good. So at the beginning, just want to show you this. So if you need notes, at the beginning of your book, when we started with mechanical assembly, there's a front cover that says chapter 2. If you turn this page around, there's the entire summary of the construction of nuts, bolts, and the shaft. But for now, let me just highlight the two formulas we've been working with. And they even show you how to construct it, which set squares to use. So we've used this, that's the diameter, and we've done this formula. The gap between the inside and the outside, that's the threading, the grooves of how they slide into one another. There are some more formulas, but I'll discuss them when we get to them in a question. I don't want to bombard you with too many formulas. So this is in your book at the beginning of the chapter. So don't lose this page. This is a key page. Okay, we're almost done. Just want to finish the shaft. So the shaft ends there. Let me just focus. But I just want to finish it. So how do I finish the shaft? I'm going to take that formula. 0.1 times with 48 gives me 4.8, which gives me 5. I'm going to add 5 millimeters on the inside. I'm going to chop off that corner with my 45 degree. It's also in those notes in the chapter, so just confirm it. So 45. What I'm doing at the moment is also in your notes, so you'll see this. So oh, sorry, I think my camera froze. Let me just quickly refresh it. There we go. So that's how the edge of a shaft will look like. You cut off the corners with 45. Where did I get the distance from there to there? That's the 0.1 formula. And that's how it looks like. And here's our entire picture. This was our first drawing, so if you had a bit of trouble, that's fine. That's why we're practicing this. What I want you to do by tomorrow afternoon is to send me a picture of page 7 to MS Teams. I've opened an assignment document on MS Teams. You should see it at the Gr11 general channel. You'll see there's a tab for assignments. Please send it for 3 reasons. I want to see if I can see it on MS Teams for future work. Secondly, if there's something you struggled with, so we can discuss it individually. And then if you did the work, because if you didn't draw it with me, then you're behind and we have to make a plan. All right, there we go, grade 11s. This was our first drawing. We're going to attempt another one tomorrow. So if you mess this one royally up, it's fine. It won't count for marks. This is why we're practicing it. This is new work. It's a bit scary, but don't worry, you will get used to it the more you draw it. Thank you so much for the class. Is there any questions before I log off? Just going to give a few seconds for questions. Any questions? Okay.
So
yes, there's a question.
Well, so it's kind of I figured out the for the 5 millimeter gap between just the way you angle the shaft at the end. So I figured that out in a different way. It says that if you see on the drawing on the shaft, so from the top view, it shows how the grub screw enters the shaft.
Yes.
The top view of the
and that's how you figured out.
So how far it is. That's what I did, sir.
Not a problem. Remember, guys, in EGD, the construction methods we teach you, someone else poured out as well. So if you find a different method, I know Connor likes doing this. If you find a different method of getting to the same results, it's fine. As long as it makes sense and it's logical and it's not some kind of guesswork, it's fine. So remember, at the end, I just want to see your final picture with constructions. If you use different construction, show it to me, but that's perfect. Okay, not a problem. Thank you for thank you for sharing that. That's important to know. Okay, so guys, you can use different methods. If you don't like my method or like, oh, so this is too difficult, then find something that works for you. That's why I'm saying you may use stencils for this. You get stencils that can construct bolts and nuts, but then I want to see some kind of construction to get all your marks. That's just important to remember. Okay, any other questions? Okay, good. I'm going to remind you now on the group about posting the work to MS Teams. I'll check it tomorrow. And then I'll also post a recording for those who missed it. I've almost forgot to record it. Thank you for reminding me. But I've, at least on the recording, explained how to do the construction of the bolts and nuts. Thank you, Gr11s. We'll see each other tomorrow. You have a bit of a break before the next class. Enjoy it. Cheers, guys.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.